Let's buy treasure.
Ja.
Well, shall we begin?
My turn.
Ja. Cross Raven, bitch.
My turn.
Muss ich sogar überleben.
Hostiles need...
Kommt man da hin? Jam. Haben wir das nicht schon? Keine Ahnung. Sichlo. Sichlo mich gesehen. Sichlo mir in der Herren. Sichlo hinterrücks sind mit dem Schwert durch.
I'll handle it.
Here we go.
Komm ich mit den Crafts? Gibt natürlich nichts, ne?
I can do...
All right. Now, got it. All right.
Ja, kriegen wir so auch wieder zusammen. Ich müsste das CPE bei denen...
This is a pretty nice view. Oh, actually, I didn't even know about this place.
Den sieht man von da drüben, Alter. Tut nicht immer so, wie wenn der so voll besonders wäre. Wahrscheinlich bist du eh mal mit dem Zug in die Mine gefahren. Wow. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Surprised, I take it. Welcome to Saxon Iron Mine, birthplace of the steels that built the empire. It's huge, I had no idea something this large was sitting right on the other side of the mountain path. And from where we're standing now, the structure looks like they're tens of arch tall. The cranes and ducts are so massive it's like they're meant for giants. I guess this must be rare as the train line was passed on the way here goes. It's a lot bigger than I was expecting. Is the mine managed by the Marquis too? The mine itself is actually owned by House Arme, which means it's officially under the control of the Imperial family. They decided how much iron is mined, then the ore is proceeded by Reinford's ironworks and shipped all over the empire. I see, it's a smart move in the sense that it prevents a cadre of nobles from holding a monopoly on the iron mine here. It sounds like this place has a history of complicated politics all its own. Well, how about it? Should we head down and see if we can go inside? Yeah, we'll need to tell the mine chef about the research quest. Should be able to see the entrance from here. Huh, what's that car? The Icy Maiden? It looks awful familiar. If I had to guess, it looks like one of the Iron Peace vehicles we saw in the capital. Yeah, you're right, what the heck are the railway military police doing all the way out here? Doesn't look like a standard patrol at least. The only way to find out for sure is to head inside. Wir brauchen mal ein paar Autos, Alter. Ich meine, den ganzen Weg was wieder latschen dürfen. Muss ich hier? Einfach rein. Well, thank you for the cooperation. If you'll excuse us. Sure, take care on your way out. Looks like the railway military police really are here. But why would they come out to a mine? Who are you kids? What are you doing here? It's great to see you again, Rudolph. Well now, if this is little Alicia. It's been ages since I last saw you around here. What brings you... Oh, looks like you bought some friends this time too. Actually, we're... Ah, so you're the group from that military academy. I had you were scheduled to come, but I guess the data slipped my mind. Hey, sorry to drop you unannounced. Oh, no trouble at all. The doors of Saxon are always open for little Alicia. I suppose you're not so little anymore. You've already grown up since I last saw you. Ah, this young fellow with the black hair your sweetheart? Of course not. We're just classmates. Yeah, what she said. Rean, is there something you've been keeping from us? I admit I wasn't expecting you to know the foreman. My grandfather brought me here quite a few times when I was young. And the chief was always really nice. We've got some friends in high places. Well, Gwyn was always good to us miners. As the chairman of such a huge company, he was always so easy to get along with, I couldn't talk with him like a friend. I know what you mean. Oh, come to think of it, you all go to Thor, so you must know Angela Rogner, right? How's she doing? Oh, so you know Gallical too? That I do. She used to work here as a part-timer after all. Say what? A daughter of one of the 4 great houses working in the mine? Yeah, she's Marquis Rognar's daughter. Can't say I know much about her family situation. But she never mentioned it back when she started here, and she picked up the work in no time. Put on a harder day's work than most of our regular miners too. You don't see too many girls out there like her. Can hardly believe it, and yet somehow I can. Well, it just sounds like her. There's nothing normal about Angelica. Every time I've got my eyes on a girl, she swooped in and has them head over heels for her before I get a chance. She sounds less like a noble by the minute. Well, it takes all sorts, doesn't it? But I say I kinda miss who stays so. Reinford's current chairman, she's a sharp lady and quite a looker too, but she's none too friendly. Never shows her face around here, and considering how much of a workaholic she is, I don't imagine she ever will. Beg your pardon, didn't mean to speak badly of your mother, Alicia. Hope you can forgive me. It's alright really. Might be her daughter, but I probably know less about her these days than the company board. Alicia. By the way, what were the Raven military doing here? These guys? They've been dropping by quite a bit lately, asking some question about our operations. They were badgering me for all sorts of statistics about how much ore we've mining. It seems like the odd question even for the RMP. Why would they have need for information like that? I don't know, but it sounds more than a little fishy. Yeah, I'm not even sure what it was they were trying to figure out. Anyway, I'm guessing that's not the reason you trekked all the way out here. Can we also let that slip our mind? Actually, is this something we're hoping you could help us? So that your business is. Metal like that being found in these old tunnels. But we sealed that shaft off quite a while back because the dangerous monsters decided to make the place its haunt. Sounds like you already know that much, so you're really certain you want to head in there? Yeah, that's the plan anyway. You would normally ask to do this, but it's a part of our field study. Monsters and field studies are one of our specialties. Alright then, you all look like you can handle yourself in a tizzle, I'll admit. Supposed to be able to hold your own against whatever is there. Mineshaft key. Let's open the door, blah blah blah, thank you, Gehard und Menschen. No one's for years now, we will, alright. Zu viel labern, zu viel labern, zu viel labern. Ja, ganz schöne Tür fürs Versiegeln. Tunnels really are gloomy. Well, we are in Aberdont mineshaft. What were you expecting? Confetti and parades? Well, I need to say, I'm on guard for the monsters too. It was obviously dangerous enough to seal off the entire tunnel. Caution is our first priority here. Alright, let's see. Blah blah blah, Roger. Ja, komische Bugs und so ein Scheiß. Und dicke, fette Fledermäuse.
Oh, a treasure chest!
Nein, das ist einfach nur eine fette Luftballon-Fledermaus.
Here we go!
My turn. It's my...
Alright!
Oh,
Ich vermisse die.
right!
Alter, ich zieh den nix ab, ey.
Turn now! Okay.
Might! Now! Got it!
Okay.
Go! Leave it to me!
Okay. I can do this. Now! You're open.
Go!
I'll
Aber warte mal, die Vereisten kann ich auch locker angreifen.
Guess
Also
we're
die
safe.
geben halt fast nix, halten aber sau viel aus.
It's a treasure chest!
Oh, da. Hässliche Käfer. Alter.
Now's our chance.
Okay. Got it. I've got you!
Here we go!
Oh,
It's
My turn.
so mag ich
Okay.
das. Und die dicken Fledermäuse brauchen wahrscheinlich Magie.
I can
Ne?
do...
My turn.
I'll hit. Hostiles neutralized. Guess we're... I did!
Yeah, more.
I spied treasure.
Purgatorial Flame. Alter Schwede. Firebell. Summon the flames of Gehenna to turn enemies to ash. Burn 50%. Holy moly. Mehr Viecher.
Advantages are...
Might.
I'll hit. Now! I've got you!
Hab ich schon mal
I can
gesagt, dass ich die Laura
Leave it to-
vermisse?
do- My turn.
Here we go. That's that. Let's
Die
keep.
ist halt einfach unser Berserker, Alter. Die haut alles kurz und klein. Nee, den hauen wir nicht weg. Dicke, kleine Scheiß-Fledermaus.
Advantage. I'll hit.
Boah, was? 2?
Leave it.
Right. I'll hit.
My turn. That's that.
Hier geht's auch nicht weiter, ne? Doors are locked. Ah, yeah, what's behind these doors? I'm not sure, honestly. This tunnel seems to have been excavated pretty recently. Anything we need to worry about, so... Hauen wir die dicke Fledermaus trotzdem weg?
Now's our
Here we go.
I'll handle it.
Wow.
My turn.
Right.
0 EP?
Ha!
Okay.
Leave it to me. Here we go.
Arts, was hat man hier alles? Flare-Bomb.
It's my turn. Go! You're open. Okay. Now, I've got you.
Huh. Okay, it's safe for...
Done.
Okay, hat jetzt für den Crow halt auch nicht voll gereicht, ne? Der hat einmal angegriffen, damit fertig. Wir hatten noch... Oh, der hat noch normale Tier. Okay. Safe. Well, I haven't seen anything that fits the description we were given. They said they only found small amounts of it back before this tunnel was sealed. Shall we keep looking? We should probably make a more thorough sweep of the area. What's that? That must be the monster we were warned about. Decided to come out and greet us after all, huh? Ready or not, we're on the floor.
This one's nasty. Watch out. Go.
Ja, deswegen benutzen wir Cross-Raven? Ah, der hat's noch nicht ganz.
Sorry. I'll take care of this. How about...
Okay, Def geht nicht runter.
Let's go. I'll handle it.
Chrono Drive. Bullet Cycling.
1, 2. Got it. Let's get this over with. Leave it to me.
My turn.
Alter, das Ding hält ja gar nichts aus.
Huh? Okay. Got it. I've got you.
My turn.
Okay. It's my turn. Now. You're open.
It's my turn.
Ja, dann kann ich dich wieder austauschen, Junge.
Got it? I've got this. Now's a chance.
Okay.
My
It's my... I'll hit.
Here we go. Okay.
Und ich
Safe
wollte
for now.
meine Superattacken dagegen einsetzen.
I did it.
Dann hau ich das so easy weg, ey. Was
I
geht
did
ab?
it.
Oh, glad it's over. Oh. Linium. Yeah, is it just me or does it look like a chunk of Illinium? The monster had eaten it. It was a bit rougher and a ride than I was prepared for. Mission accomplished, I guess. Yeah, let's get back to the technology. Let's say goodbye to the chief on our way out if we get a chance. Well... Keine Monster, keine Monster. Wir müssen eh den Schlüssel noch zurückgeben. Hey, Chief Boy. Ja, bla bla bla. Ah, it looks like we were able to get your metal sample out safely. Should guess that Gwyn's granddaughter and her friends would be up to this task. No walk in the park without having to fight off with that monster. Ah, well, you did good work nonetheless, monster fighting and all. Make sure you get to the Institute of Technical... Alright. Ja, aber wie komme ich jetzt schnell wieder zurück? Ich muss die ganze Scheiße jetzt wieder laufen, oder? Wo sind diese Spackos von der Militärpolizei? Die können wir ruhig mitnehmen.
That looks like a strong one.
Ah,
Be
scheiß
careful.
auf Strong One. Ihr könnt mich mal sonst wo. Lauf, lauf, lauf. Sehr gut. Ja, geht eigentlich ziemlich fix, wenn man... Wenn man ja gerade Wölfe hat, die einem am Arsch kleben. Oh, ging schneller als gedacht, muss ich zugeben. Warte mal, als ob ich jetzt da laufen würde. Hä? General Store, Rhineford Corporate Headquarter. Du willst mir erzählen, dass es keinen kurzen Weg oder Abkürzung zum Institute of Technology gibt? Bist du behindert? You managed to find an alinium. Sure, here you go. An alinium. Thanks, this is exactly what I was hoping to get my hands on. This should be plenty to serve as a research sample. Happy to hear that. Of course, if you actually went in and clear the monster out of them, I'm sure you could get plenty more. Something we can consider after we proved this is valuable material. That's all part of the research. Professor Schmidt we're talking about. I'm sure he delivers some kind of interesting results. It was an honor to have been able to aid the professor's research. It was a pretty rough job. A roof job. Thanks, I'm grateful for all your help and I'd like to take this as a reward. Material. Danke, Black Now, bla bla bla, glad we could help. Okay. Alles erfüllt. Oh, und es ist E-Binding. Oh, ich muss mal meine Jacke loswerden, ey. Looks like the sun's starting to get already, so it took longer than I expected. Oh, jetzt wird mal mit den Arm ausgekugelt. Oh, auf dem Stuhl die Jacke ausziehen ist immer so geil. I'm not surprised it was a hard day's work, even by your standards. By our standards, huh? Well, at least we were able to finish all of the requests and that's what really matters. Now let's head back home and wait for my mother. You said it. Someone seems awful cheerful. Huh? What's wrong? There's something going on over there. Oh, seems like something out of the ordinary. It sounds like it's coming from the plaza on the lower floor. Let's go take a closer look. Hey, isn't that? No way. Die Railway Police geht mit der anderen Ding. Mit dem Noble. Provincial Army and the Railway Military was doing here. I have a bad feeling about this. So it doesn't look good. Don't know what's happening, but these guys look like they mean business. Let's go down to the lower floor and get a closer look. Right. The escalator. They cordon it off? What are they thinking? So we all have to find another way down. Ja, da haben wir ja. Wir haben noch den Aufzug. This is bad. Preparing order in Ruhr is the duty of the Norcia Provincial Army, our duty. We have quite enough of outsiders like yourself swaggering into town, and I thought you own the place. If I may, we're currently here on a mission for which we have full authority. Besides, the explanation of the railway has increased the flow of money, information and people across the country. These days it takes a modern organized to maintain order in an interconnected world. That organized is the RMP. So why don't you take your sashes and your pointy helmets and kindly keep out of our way? You son of a... So I can let insolence like this tarnish our good name. No, let's not be too hasty here. They may answer to the Chancellor, but with only this many of them, they're nothing more than a mob in uniforms. Lassen Sie gerade die Panzer anfahren? What the hell? Armored cars? Oder Are you insane? You can't just throw military vehicles into the middle of a city. On the contrary, arms exist as tools to defend one's territory, one's country. Had we been the ones fighting the terrorists, I assure you we would not have been outsmarted. Citizens of Ruhr, you have nothing to fear. These dangerous times with terrorists running rampant, the Russian provincial army is here to defend you from harm. And defend you as well, shall these glorified beat corps are out of the depths. They know nothing of this community, and suggest you don't place too much trust in them. What a blowhard. It's like he's spoiling for a fight. He's really selling it into populace. They can't just drive armored cars right onto the city streets. What do we do? They both obviously recognized military organization. I don't think very much we can do. If for some reason things turn ugly, let's do everything we can to get all of the neighbor residents to safety. Right. I guess that's as much help as we can offer. Pretty much.
You're quite correct, of course.
Is this ADI?
Both the provincial army and the railway military police have their own roles to fill, each important to the Empire.
Oh, hey. Isn't that? Captain Claire. Didn't know you had arrived. I'll take things from here. Yes, Captain. Yes, ma'am. So that's her, huh? Yes, infamous Icy Maiden. Good day to you, officer. Believe the Imperial government notified you 2 days ago that we're conducting patrols on investigation in the area. Has that really caused such inconvenience that you felt compelled to bring an armored car with the city limits? Well... And frankly, I can't bring myself to agree with your assertions that we're out of our depth here. The railways are networks across the entire Empire allowing us to dispatch force anywhere at a moment notice. We can also gather divisions scattered across the country in one place in a matter of hours. In fact, we pride ourselves on it. It's our distinguished feature as a division of the armored forces. Really? I do keep seeing them pop up in the Imperial Chronicle. Looks like Claire showed up at the perfect time. As quick-witted as ever, too. Hey, now there's a classy lady for you. We have no quarrel with you and no reason to argue. We have enough on our plate with the terrorists as it is. But we've got a job to do, and so do you ultimately. Our commitment is to the people of these nations. I'm sure you feel the same, no? But that...
A query for you, then. How would you respond if a crisis were to occur in multiple places at the same time?
Chooses Bruder? Oh. Rufus? Oh hey, Chooses brother really gets around. And always turns up where we last expect him. Lord Rufus, we didn't know you were in Ruhr. Are you leaving already? Indeed I am. His lordship asked me to extend my stay, but I'm afraid I have business to attend to elsewhere. Be heading out in short order. So that's Duke Alborea's eldest son. As the noble faction biggest up-and-comer, he sure dressed the part.
Ah, Captain Claire Revelt, I presume? It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. I've heard much about you.
It's an honor, Lord Alborea.
Please, no need for formalities between us. Rufus is fine. Still, you seem puzzled as to what I'm doing in Ruhr. Or to be more specific, how I got here. Do I assume correctly? The country's railways are completely under your control. Had I taken a train, you would have known it. And yet, there are no signs I passed through Ruhr Airport either. The truth is more mundane than fantastic. I arrived aboard the Alborea family's private airship, which currently sits just off a highway on the outskirts of the city, awaiting my return. Blind spots are an unavoidable reality. We all have them. As on the ball as you are, you do well not to overestimate your own superiority. After all, the hardest falls are the ones we don't see coming.
I'll be sure to keep that in mind.
Now, isn't it time both sides withdrew? And remove those unsightly vehicles from the streets at once. A provincial army must conduct itself with valor and grace at all times. Would you not agree?
Precisely, my lord. Withdraw, armored crew, stand down. Yes, my lord. Oh, fortune find us face to face once again. So it seems. Thank you for defusing the situations the other day. Haha, you needn't be so formal. Just in town to speak with the Marquis on my father's behalf. Ah, imagine you two must have a lot to talk about. Ah, indeed we did, and the Marquis never makes it an easy time. Took advantage of all the excitement surrounding the courageous maiden voyage to take my little trip unnoticed. Given the current climate, it's impossible to predict what may happen both here and in orders. You have 3 days to your field study remaining. I suggest you focus on your assigned task and stay out of the trouble. Looking forward to seeing what Class 7 has to show at this Academy's festival after all. Ooh. Man, you meet chooses and you think you've seen the novelty Golden Boys, and you met Rufus. I'm actually kind of impressed. I'm almost loath to admit it, but over time I have gotten the impressions that he's a good man, for a noble anyway. He's a sharp guy, I can see why he has as much sway in the noble faction as he does. Well, it looks like the sun is about to set. Why don't we call it a day here? My mother might know more about what's going on with the provincial army and the RMP. Yeah, I can get behind it. Nothing happens in Ruhr without Marcus Rockner says no, so we need to figure out what he's up to. I'm also rather curious as to what brought the railway military police out there. The army who seems to be driving tanks into cities to win arguments to now. Yes, there's gotta be something going on behind the scenes that we don't know about. This is gonna make for some interesting dinner conversation, huh? We'll find out soon enough. Anyway, come on. I'll show you to my home. But I guess you've already been there. Just part of the Rheinford building. Huh? Wait a minute. So you live? In the penthouse suite on floor 24 and 25, yes. It's my family's house, more or less.
Man, I can't believe your family has the top 2 floors of a world-class high-rise all to itself.
Yeah, even high-ranking nobles would trip over themselves to secure a luxury suite like this.
I was afraid you guys would react exactly like you just did. That's why I just kept my mouth shut. Sure, it's large, but it's so pointlessly large for just 2 people, and the only servant we have is Sharon.
If you have Sharon, that's the only maid you need, even for a place this big.
You said it. Well, we'll be guests here for the next 3 days, so thanks for having us, Alisa.
Well, of course. Don't mention it.
My. Is it just me, or do I detect more than a hint of red on Lady Alisa's fair visage?
Could she be embarrassed?
I am not.
We're here on a field study, so could we at least try to take this a little more seriously?
Oh, lighten up, Machias. It just wouldn't be a proper field study without one of us getting embarrassed about our family.
Stimmt.
Welcome home, everyone. Feels nice to be back. I'll just ignore how you popped up to greet us the moment we walked through the door.
I just couldn't wait to see you. Now, if you'll just follow me, I'll show you inside.
Alter, what the fuck, Alter, wirklich für 2 Leute Rheinford Building Top Floor Penthouse. Holy shit.
Whoa.
Well, I'm impressed.
This is even more grandiose than I'd expected.
You could see the whole town out there below. Talk about the lap of luxury.
Looks like a comfy place to take a nap.
You guys really think so? I've been away from Ruhr for half a year, so I guess it does feel kind of nice to be home.
I guess that's natural.
I've already finished preparing dinner. Please, let me know whenever you're ready to eat.
Thank you.
I don't know about all of you, but I'm pretty hungry. What do you say we... Wait, actually we can't, can we? Mother said she'd be eating with us tonight, so we need to wait until she comes home. And there are quite a few things we need to ask her, too.
Uh-oh.
Actually, my lady, I'm afraid I received a call from the chairman earlier about that.
What?
Dachte ich mir fast. Nachdem sie gesagt hat, dass wir ja jederzeit essen können. Was ist das für ein Abendessen? Hörnchen?
Lisa, if you wolf down so much food so quickly...
You'll get fat.
Ah! It's just this once. I eat a balanced diet the rest of the time.
But you've been bolting down every course so quickly, I'm surprised you haven't inhaled your napkin.
Maybe we're gonna need to rethink your stage outfit for the concert.
Crap. I almost forgot about that.
If you're worrying about us, you don't need to, you know? I know your mother promised she'd have dinner with us, but we all know she's a busy woman.
And she said she'd try to make some time for us tomorrow instead.
But still... It's not that it bothers me so much, but she sits on Thor's board of directors. Who's she meeting with that's so important she can't even clear a little time to see us? She got off the Lusitania already, didn't she?
I'm afraid I'm not at liberty to say. She's not out on a date with a gentleman or engaging in any lascivious behavior, if that puts your mind at ease.
That's not what I'm worried about, not even close. Honestly, hearing she was seeing a man might even put my mind at ease.
Alisa?
After dinner we got straight to work finishing our reports for the day. But with Chairman Arena cancelling her dinner appointment with us, the tension between the provincial army and the railway military police and Rufus' suspicious behavior, it was clear that something significant was happening behind the scene. Just weren't sure exactly what. Ja, da wird auf jeden Fall noch was eskalieren, ey. Well, we have the rest of the night free, so we might as well enjoy ourselves. You're welcome to look around the house as much as you want. But under no circumstances are you to set foot in my or Sharon's bedroom without our express permission. Warum schaust du mir Rean an? I know. That's our Alicia. And you have a private library here. Might I be able to peruse your collection? Of course, would you show him the way, Sharon? As you wish, my lady. Guess we should nail down the rest of the stuff for our festival concert too. Yes, there's still a few bits we need to make some final decisions on. You want me to help you out with that? I'd rather keep you fresh so I can get your opinion on your finished plan as a whole. And an honest first impression on whatever you think what we've got will go over with the audience. Alright, makes sense to me. Well, good luck. Now let me show you to my room fee. Thanks. Ich kann jetzt rumlaufen? Warte, ich darf doch zu Ihnen ins Zimmer. Hä? Ah, da sind sie drin. Ach, dann ist es da um die Sharon und Makias. Ah, ne, das sind die anderen zwei. Hä? Ah. Would you like another cup of coffee, Master Makias? Oh, yes, please. What about you, Master Rean? Be happy to take your cup directly to Lady Alisas' room if that's what you like. Or you could just, you know, bring it out there, here, that'd be great. Die Alte, ne? Rean's room is amazing. So many books here on such a panoply on different subjects. I have thought you'd never again need to visit a library. I guess it's safe to say it meets with your approval. Yeah, I could say that. It's not every day I see such a well-curated collection. I feel a little jitchy. Sharon told me that this room and the one at Jensen were once Gwyn's private rooms. The books here were part of his personal collection. Wow, he did seem like a really smart guy with a lot of different interests. Guess it makes sense that he'd have a mountain of books like this. Ja, gehen wir den anderen noch rum. Plans for the concert going to okay? Hey, yep, sure you are. We've decided we'll be on what instrument and have a good idea of what our two songs are going to sound like. We should have everything pretty set by the time the trip's over. And I'm hoping we'll be able to show what we've got to the rest of the class. Fantastic, sounds like things are really coming together then. Let me know if anything I can do, blah blah blah, pitch it, sure thing. Oh, good timing. Torn between these two designs for the girls' concert outfit, which reverse up. Your engine more A or B? Let's see. Wow, back it up, neither of these. But if you want to lock in the guys' votes, we're gonna have to give them what they want. Push those boundaries of good taste. Then we go in for the kill with a little red rebel function at the end, and victory is as good as ours. We won't be winning anything but a trip to the principal's office if we get banned from participating. First you need to make them a bit less revealing. Actually makes it a lot less revealing. And what's up with these little comments on the merchant's optional bounce vector shows them titties? Are you serious? I knew you were overdue for a long talk about your Polish tendencies. Well, issues aside, the base design boss look pretty good. I'm leaning toward B. I think it looked good on everyone. Is that so? Alright, it gives us one a little more Polish then. Wie geil. Habe ich hier noch irgendwas? Entrance Hall. Was ist das da? Achso, ist nettes Bad einfach Ding. Wir hatten in seinem Zimmer so ein Absperrband. Warte mal, ist das Sharons Zimmer? Soll ich da nicht rein? Ich darf da nicht rein, oder? Alter, ist die Küche oder was? Ah ne. Das ist ihr Raum einfach. Und sie hat sogar hier extra ein Bett drin stehen, wo sie arbeitet. I think it's a delicious room. Ach so. Ich muss klopfen. It's me, Rean. Can I come in? Oh hey, it's Rean. Of course. Ja, ich dachte, ich darf nicht rein. Oh, so it's your room, huh? It's a lot bigger than I wouldn't guess. Really nice and tidy too. I like the view from the window. Honestly, were you raised in a barn? You don't just roam around a girl's room checking everything out. Whoops, sorry. But these days my mother is the only one who even uses this floor. So much space, it must feel pretty lonely having it all to herself. Alicia? Just passing through. Are you nervous cause there's a boy in your room? You can always find somewhere else. No, it's fine, don't leave. I mean, yeah, it's the first time a guy's been in my room, but hey, you tricked me into admitting that. I didn't ask you to say something. I don't fight you to. Kann ich hier irgendwas anschauen? Ja, und das war's dann, oder was? Aber Alter, wir hatten so eine geile Aussicht und kein Ding, ey. Hä, was mach ich jetzt? Hä? I have a hunch Sharon knows something. Maybe I should see if she tell me anything. It can't hurt to try. Hä? Oh. Achso, die macht gerade Wäsche oder so. Oh, Master Rean, is there something I can help you with? Perhaps you'd like to wash your back but want some help with those hard to reach spots? Not to worry, I'm here to help. I think I'll pass. Actually, Sharon, so this is much really alright? There's no need to worry about the chairman. It's not as thought she's wrestling with some abnormally large crisis or anything like that. But I'm afraid I'm not at liberty to discuss the specifics with you. I understand that. But I can't help but think about the quarrel between the provincial army and the RMP we saw this evening. Guessing the reason she couldn't make it is related to that somehow. Is that what way you like to just throw potential theories out there reminds me of Lady Sarah? Perhaps that's thanks to her guidance as your instructor. I'm not really sure about that, but your lack of denial tells me I'm on the right track. You may interpret it however you see fit. However, I'd like to reassure you that there's no need for you to worry about the chairman. Much rather see you direct your concern toward Lady Alissa. Alright. Sorry, I didn't mean to bother you. Don't worry, Master Rean. A maid must always be available to serve guests. Still, are you certain you don't feel like a rejuvenate back scrub? Be happy to give you a stimulating massage too, if that you wish. Stimulating? I mean, I'm okay, thank you. Oh, die haben einen Garten da oben? Ah, okay, das sind bloß Pflanzen, jetzt dachte ich schon. Alicia, I wonder what she's doing. Maybe I should go see. Manchmal denke ich mir, er ist schon ein bisschen... Ich meine, klar, die Situationen sind ja meistens in Ordnung, aber er wirkt halt manchmal... wie so neugieriger Mistsack. Da geht wer rein, frage ich mal nach. Hey, was machst du da? Frage ich auch mal nach. Hey, was ist hier? Frage ich auch mal nach.
Hey, Alisa.
Oh, it's you. Sorry, were you worried?
A little, yeah. Seeing you like that just kind of reminded me of that night in Nord.
Oh, right. Oh, I'm so pathetic. I keep going on about how I'm going to be independent, but then I get all worked up over something as trivial as this.
Seeing the city from above at night is really something, though. And to think, you got to take in a beautiful view like this every night growing up.
Yeah, I guess so. It used to be my grandfather, my father, and my mother here. Then after my father died, Sharon joined us. But through the years, my family has always enjoyed seeing the lighted windows of Ruhr at night.
Something that never changed, huh? I guess it is to you what Ymir's mountains are to me.
Maybe every family has something like that. Still, first my grandfather left. And now Sharon and I aren't here most of the time either. Mother just stays here all on her own. Every time I think of that, I just feel like crying. It breaks my heart. I can't understand why she chooses to be so alone.
I thought so. You're not just angry at her then.
Well, she gets under my skin, that's nothing new. But if I was in her place, I don't know how I'd cope. I couldn't live like she does, losing herself in her work all alone with no friends or loved ones by her side. She wasn't like that before, back when my dad was still alive. She's always been a career woman, but back then she was kind, funny. She had this warmth, you know? But ever since Dad passed away, she hasn't been the same. Work became her life. She pushed Grandfather out as chairman, all for what? More work? I've never seen her indulge herself, not even once. If she isn't dining with some business partner, she eats nutrition bars instead of meals. Sharon scolds her for it, but that's how she is. And that's why I'm scared. I don't want life to just pass her by.
Mach doch sowas nicht, Alter.
That's really sweet, Alisa.
Jetzt platzt er gleich vor uns.
Where did that come from?
You're always looking out for the people in your life. Even when they get on your nerves, you still care about them. It's like how you and I were at first, or how you were with Laura and Fee. Heck, I still remember how you told me off for hurting my sister's feelings. You've been keeping an eye out for Milliam all this time, too. And you should know that we're all really grateful to you for it. Especially me. I'm worried about what's happening here in Ruhr, too. This is your home, and your mother might be caught up in whatever's going on. I think we should look into it. What do you say?
What? But with all our field study tasks, where would we find the time?
Why not do it while we're out handling those? Making some headway is always better than making none, right? I mean, I'm not the only one who feels this way. Everyone else does too. Fee cares. So does Elliot. Machias does too. Even Crow's been concerned about you. We can use our time in the city to poke around and find out more about what's going on. You know, kind of like we always do.
Well, if you say so, but I'll save the thanks for later. I doubt Sharon will tell us anything, no matter how much we pester her. But I'll ask around and see if anyone I know has any idea what might be going on. It shouldn't be too late to give some of them a call at least.
All right, I'll leave the info gathering to you. Once we get our task list tomorrow, we can discuss how we want to do this.
All right. Anyway, I think I'm going to start calling my contacts. Oh, and one more thing. If I were you, I wouldn't go around stroking girls' heads like that. I mean, you don't just go whispering sweet nothings into any girl's ear, do you? This isn't so different, really.
Huh? Oh. I guess you're right. Sorry, it's something I always did to my sister when she was feeling down. But now that you mention it, she did seem to resent it more as she got older. But when I stopped doing it, she called me insensitive and got all upset anyway.
I think your sister and I would have a lot to talk about. But anyway, I'll see you later.
All right. Well, she seems like she's feeling better now. I just hope our efforts will turn up some good leads.
Steht er wieder vor? Aber das ist so typisch. Ich habe meiner Schwester auch immer den Kopf gestreichelt. Als sie älter wurde, mochte sie das nicht mehr. Aber als ich es nicht mehr gemacht habe, war ich trotzdem der Trott. Das ist so typisch. Wobei, jetzt gehen wir noch kurz raus. Oder speichern wir kurz ab, ne, dass die Szene nicht zu lang wird.
Huh? Call functionality works here? I guess it would, seeing as we're right in the headquarters of the company that built these. Maybe it's the instructor. Hello, Rean Schwarzer speaking.
Oh, good, it went through. Glad I was able to get your number from Milliam.
Wer ist das?
Is this Captain Claire?
It is. I apologize for calling so late. Are you free right now?
Yeah. What's up?
There's something important I'd like to discuss with you. But it's a matter best discussed in person. Would it be possible for you to meet me in the city? Sooner is preferable.
Like, right now? Would this happen to be related to our field study?
Technically speaking, yes. But with the provincial army on alert, traveling in a large group would draw too much suspicion. That's why I decided to contact you directly. You're the team leader.
People keep saying that, but I never recall agreeing to it. But sure, I guess. I'll head out right now. Where should I meet you?
Go to the upper level. On the south side of the elevated walkway, you'll see a bar called F. It's a quiet, upscale establishment. The perfect place for a private discussion.
A bar called F on the south side of the upper level. Got it. I'll head there right away.
I'll be waiting. I'm not on a schedule or anything, though, so there's no need to rush. You've got time. And by the way, I'd rather you didn't mention any of this to Alisa.
Huh? Why?
Because what I want to discuss with you happens to involve the Reinford Company. But I'll leave it to your discretion. Anyway, you know where to find me.
It feels a bit cruel to keep only Alisa out of the loop. But it sounds like it's pretty important. I think it'd be better to go now and tell everyone else about it later.
No, wow. Du bist noch hier drin, Alter, oder? Ja. Ich hab speichern, ne? Speichere mich auch nochmal. So eine Scheiße, jetzt muss ich das mir noch anhören, das geht nicht anders. Head out.
Huh. I need to leave, but I don't want to leave the front door unlocked. But if I ask someone to lock up behind me, they'll want to know where I'm going. I guess I might have to tell Alisa where I'm going after all.
Will you be stepping out?
Sharon? I couldn't even tell she was there.
Warte mal, war die nicht...
There's no need to explain. That glimmer in your eyes tells me all I need to know. Not to worry, Master Rean. Your secret's safe with me. So enjoy your night to the fullest.
Hä?
Wait, what?
You have a date with a fetching young lady, don't you? I'll make sure no one notices your absence, especially my lady. Just be certain you're back by morning.
I assure you, I'm not that lucky. I just got word that this acquaintance of mine was visiting Ruhr. And they wanted to catch up a bit, so I was going to slip out and see them for a little while.
Very well then. I'll lock up behind you. I'd also be glad to help you build an ironclad alibi. No one would think twice, even if you were to stay out all night.
I appreciate the thought, but I don't think that'll be necessary. Anyway, I'll be back later.
Of course. Take care.
Diese verdammte Teleportationsmail, Alter. Immer noch welche da. Scheiße, ist das nicht der eine Typ vor Celtic?
It's past 9 already, but I still see quite a few people working. I guess it comes with the territory, working for the world's largest industrial manufacturer.
Takes us back with a hotel, bla bla bla. Ist vielleicht doch bloß ein anderer.
What was that?
Hä? Der Sound war irgendwie komisch, oder?
Right. She said she'd be waiting at a bar called F. It's supposed to be somewhere on the southern side of the upper level. Should I head straight there?
Where are you going?
Vieh.
Fee, how long have you been there? Wait, have you been trailing me ever since I left the penthouse?
Well, I saw you slip out. So, where are you going? Are you really headed out for a late-night romantic rendezvous?
What kinds of lies has Sharon been feeding you anyway? Okay, here's what's up.
Rean explained how Captain Claire had called him and asked him to come out for a meeting.
That totally sounds like a rendezvous. Sorry, I shouldn't have interfered.
Whoa, it's not like that. Well, you know everything I know about it now. Why don't you come too?
You sure?
No reason not to. It sounded like whatever info she's got has something to do with our field study. And honestly, I wasn't all that keen on having a one-on-one with a military officer to begin with.
Gotcha. But first, I want to walk around a bit.
After we've been walking around all day?
Whenever I come to a new city, I always like to get a feel for what it's like during the day and the night. I feel kind of uneasy if I don't.
Oh, right. It must be a Jaeger thing. All right, I'll join you for a little stroll. I don't want to keep the captain waiting too long, though. Will once around town be enough?
That'll be fine. Okay, let's roll.
Vieh joins the party. Wo sollen wir jetzt überall hin?
By the way, did you happen to run into Sharon on your way out?
She saw me leaving, but she just let me go.
Even the best maids aren't that all-knowing.
Okay. Da lang. Da lang. Hä? Oh, ich habe einen anderen Knopf gedrückt.
This is where Claire said to meet her, right?
Yeah, this looks like the place.
Ja, aber jetzt sollen wir erstmal runter.
This was some kind of classy bar, I think?
Seems pretty lively in there.
So, mehr Trigger, glaube ich nicht mehr, oder?
Wow, this city's got a nice feel at night.
Yeah, it's really pretty.
Kommt das zufällig immer, oder? Scheinbar ist es egal. Okay, ich denke mal, jetzt haben wir alles. Warte mal, da oben geht's noch. So. Vor allem erklärt ihr, wie sie, dass sie wegen der Field Study was mit ihm besprechen. Oh, klingt trotzdem wie ein Rendezvous. Ich meine, man kann es so nennen, wenn man will, aber hey. Well, looks like this is the place. Are we done looking around? After we met the captain, we probably won't have any more time to look around tonight.
All right, now to find Captain Claire. Oh, wow.
Gefunden, ne? Dass sie fancy ausschauen kann, dachte ich mir schon. Ich meine, die schaut ja schon in dem Outfit einfach immer noch besser aus wie alle anderen.
I guess it makes sense that she wouldn't come here in uniform.
The charms of an older woman, eh?
I think I'll manage.
Ernsthaft, ich muss da jetzt hinlaufen?
Sorry I kept you waiting.
Don't worry about it. Oh,
Hi.
Yeah, I kind of ran into her on the way here and told her she could come along. That's not a problem, is it?
not at all. I assume you've been surveying the town while acting as Rean's bodyguard?
Sounds like you've done your homework.
The intelligence division has told me a little. Anyway, I think we might attract a little too much attention if we stay at the counter. What do you say we get a table for 3? It's good to see you both. I think this may be the first time we've been able to have a proper conversation.
You may be right.
Ja, die war ja immer kurz angebunden, bis auf das eine kurze Meeting.
I was hoping I'd get the chance to sit down and talk with you too, actually.
Oh?
You sure you don't want me to go?
That's not what I mean. I have a lot of questions, like about why Milliam transferred into our class, for example. But there's one really fundamental question that would go a long way toward answering a lot of the others. What exactly is it that you and Chancellor Osborne are trying to accomplish? Let's look at that standoff at the Provincial Army earlier this evening. It's hard for me to feel much sympathy for them after they drove armored cars right into the middle of the city. But maintaining order in the provinces is generally accepted to be the duty of the provincial armies. Maybe it's just me, but it seemed an awful lot like you were just trying to provoke them by belittling their authority.
It did look like your people were picking a fight.
Viewed without the proper context, I can see how it might look like that. But right now, the factional conflict in the Empire is nearly at its breaking point. Crossbell is buzzing with talk of independence, and Calvert is still weathering its immigration disputes. In such volatile times, there's a very real need to create a far more expansive network to help maintain public order. The only organizations that are up to the challenge are the Railway Military Police and the Intelligence Division.
That may be the case.
Still, your boss is the one making those conflicts worse.
I can't deny that. But at the very least, the Chancellor is acting with a sense of integrity. He hasn't stooped so low as to give aid to terrorists, unlike some others I could name. I want you to at least understand that.
Wait, so...
Wow, she really said it. So the noble faction's been the one backing the terrorists, huh?
I'm afraid there's no longer any doubting it. We've all but confirmed the involvement of Duke Cayenne, the most prominent representative of the 4 great houses. The 3 airships the Imperial Liberation Front have been using have been traced back to Ordis as well.
I'd wondered how they got their hands on those.
I've heard the Duke is just a gaudy old man, but... Eustace's brother came to pick him up in Legram, didn't he?
That's what Toval told us. And now, Rufus just so happens to pop up on another of his secret trips. Captain Clare, what's going on in Ruhr? And how are Alisas' family and the Rhineford Company involved?
I guess it's time to get to the matter I called you here for in the first place. The Railway Military Police is currently weighing the possibility of a forced inspection of Rhineford's first factory.
Sounds serious.
The first factory belongs to one of Rhineford's major divisions, right?
Correct. It's one of the main divisions and handles the bulk of the company's iron and steel processing, among other things. They're also currently under suspicion of something I'm not at liberty to discuss with you right now. The 2 of you are aware that project management at Rhineford is split up across several major branches, right?
It is?
And on top of that, she's got her hands on the development of our Arcus units, too. It's way too much work for one person. How many projects does Mother have under her wing right now?
Well, I'm afraid I can't give a simple answer to that. But suffice to say, the chairman only knows about a small number of the projects in development by the Rhineford Group. Well, lately, the directors have.
Come to think of it, I overheard Elisa and Sharon talking about something like that.
For years now, Reinford has been the Empire's heavyweight when it comes to heavy industry and manufacturing. The company is split into different divisions that handle things like steel production, railways, weaponry, and tools. The problem is that those divisions have simply become too large. Large enough to have their own internal allegiances, some to the nobles, with others supporting the reformist faction.
Are you serious?
So even companies are taking sides.
I'm sure Irina Reinford is aware of this to at least some extent as the company's chairman, but the self-supporting accounting system she introduced has the side effect of granting each division a long leash. Because of that, I doubt even she has a full grasp of the situation.
So, the first factory you guys have your sights set on for that inspection is aligned with the noble faction, I assume.
You assume correctly. And the provincial army is doing everything it can to stop us from carrying out that investigation. That's what led to this evening's quarrel. I imagine Chairman Irina is currently doing her utmost to rein in all the divisions and get them back in line. The thing is, when she seized control of the company 5 years ago, she had to rely on support from both sides. Being indebted to them like that, I have my doubts she'll be able to target the underlying problem.
It's sounding shadier by the minute.
You can say that again. The situation seems even more dire than I thought. And while all this is going on, the factional conflict keeps burning hot across the rest of the Empire.
I've told you as much as I can right now. Tensions are mounting all over the country, but Ruhr has an extra fuse of its own. Try to gain an understanding of the crisis unfolding here, then do your best to stay out of it. Whatever other lessons Class 7 takes away from this field study, I hope that ends up on the list. I wish you the best with the remainder of your field study. Please have the bill sent to the Railway Military Police Branch Office in Ruhr Station.
Certainly. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Wait! The bill!
Looks like she just picked up our tab. She gave us some good intel, too. For free, even.
And I can't just go running after her now. Looks like we owe her one.
So, you like the mature type, huh? She's sorta like Sarah. Except responsible and composed.
You can say that again. Oh.
Must be yours.
Hello? Rean Schwarzer speak.
Rean, what are you doing?
Oh, it's just you, Alisa.
Well, what do you mean it's just you? Is it true some girl invited you out for a night on the town?
Sharon, Alter.
Whoa, hold on. Late night date? I thought you only had eyes for me, Rean. Anyway, good job, kiddo. You better spill all the details later, huh?
He'll do no such thing.
Now, I'm sure there's nothing to worry about. Fee was with him too.
Still, it was rash of you to go out on your own without at least consulting us.
Ready to head back?
Yeah, I think that'd be for the best.
Ja, scheiße.
Ooh, you're moving up in the world.
Und A3.
I've got a little reward here for you. Drinks are on me someday.
Meanwhile, north of Ruhr City. Oh, das eskaliert schon wieder, Alter. Ich komme wieder nicht dazu, das eine Spiel aufzunehmen. Ah, fuck, Alter, nicht ihr schon wieder. Könnt ihr denn einfach irgendwo sterben gehen?
The time has come. First Heimdall, then Crossbow. Now Ruhr shall be the third to witness our conviction.
As you wish.
We'll hit him so hard, they'll be picking up the pieces for weeks. You heard the boss, man. Tomorrow's a red-letter day for us. A real do-or-die moment, in every sense of the word.
All our preparations will be rewarded soon, when we sweep in and take the Chancellor's head. Keep your eyes on the prize, and give it all you've got!
Yeah!
Was hat denn jetzt der Kanzler schon wieder damit zu tun? Aber die Sharon, verdammte Scheiße, was hat die wieder erzählt, Mann? Was, du bist raus für ein Date?
So tired.
The air here is so fresh, especially for a city with this many factories. Must be because we're up in the mountains.
I'll say, compared to the capital, the air quality is pristine.
Well, the capital does have a few 100,000 more people living there. Sure is a nice day today, isn't it, Alisa?
Not as nice as last night must have been.
I told you, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'll bet you are. I cannot believe you! After all those things you said to me last night, you go rushing out to meet another girl!
Ooh, the skies might be clear, but I'm sensing a stormy forecast today.
Well, all things considered, even if we assume Captain Claire is trustworthy, I'm not sure how wise it was to go out on your own.
I know. In hindsight, I regret keeping it to myself.
Still, it was pretty bold of Captain Claire to show up alone to meet Rean. Even dressed down, I wouldn't have thought she'd go out alone with the provincial army on patrol.
I'm guessing she's more than strong enough to handle herself. Not sure what her weapon of choice is, though.
I wish I could have seen her all dolled up, though. But she was a real knockout. Come on, that would put a spring in any man's step. I don't blame you for sneaking out alone.
Oh! No! It's not like I knew she was going to show up wearing a cocktail dress. I swear!
You seemed pretty taken by her when she showed up yesterday, though.
Scheiße, ihr machst es noch schlimmer.
And your eyes were glued to her right up until she left the scene.
Oh, really?
So while we were enjoying a quiet evening, you were out carousing with a beautiful woman, were you? You lucky son of for shame, Rean! We're here representing the Academy on a field study!
Sogar Magias. You lucky son of a... I mean, shame on you.
I swear, you guys are just making things up at this point. But thanks to the information I got from her, we have a pretty good idea what's going on here in Ruhr. And now that we know, we should be able to do something about it. What do you think, Alisa?
Yeah, I'm in.
So in short, the first factory did something to catch the eye of the railway military police, prompting an inspection. And all the while, the provincial army's been here blatantly trying to prevent them from doing that?
Let's not forget that the first factory is run by none other than the noble faction.
I know that the divisional directors have been operating without much in the way of executive oversight for years now. But Mother always allowed it. She thought that encouraging competition among the divisions would yield more innovations. I never thought that'd lead to something like this.
Seems like the lesser of two evils.
By the way, hearing about the first factory made me curious. Do the other divisions have their own political allegiances?
Well, to give you a basic idea, this is a bit oversimplified, of course. Divisions are made up of many people, and they all have their own opinions.
Okay. Waffen, Panzer und andere Sachen gehören zu den normalen. Eisen und Stahl und große Maschinen der Noble Faction. Trains und Airships sind neutral. Und Orbital Communication und Battle Orbmen sind vom Champ, werden direkt von ihr kontrolliert.
But the positions of each division's directors are clear as day, though. The first and second factories in particular have had a pretty fierce rivalry going on between them for years. But even still, I wouldn't have expected the first factory to do something flagrant enough to prompt a military inspection.
Neither would I.
All right, we're gonna do whatever it takes to get to the bottom of this. And when we tie this up all nice and neat for her, even my mother will have to admit she's grateful to us.
Sounds like a plan.
That's the spirit.
Offhand, I'd say this falls under the scope of our field study too.
Thanks, everyone.
Sounds like we're in for a ride.
Anyway, let's take a look at the field study tasks Sharon gave us for today.
Highway monster, crying over lost milk. Loved little kitty. Rein for 2 seconds, fabricated evolved new type of orbital gun. Testen. Irgendein Monster kill.
Yeah, I think we can handle these.
It's still 8 a.m., so we have plenty of time to work our way through the list.
And while we're doing that, we can ask the people we meet about how things stand between Reinford's divisions. Look alive, everyone. It's time to get to work.
Right.
Roger.
Gotcha.
Wie sie den Rean voll aufgezogen haben, so geil. Okay, an der Stelle bedanke ich mich jetzt auf jeden Fall bei euch fürs Zuschauen. Und ich hoffe, wir sehen uns dann wieder in der nächsten Folge von Trace of Cold Steel. Wenn ich morgen dann unsere nächste Feldstudie beende, also wir sind bei 54 Stunden, also ich denke mal, es wird schon ein bisschen länger als unsere 60 Stunden dauern. Ich hab's mir aber fast gedacht. Wenn irgendein Spiel dann steht 60 Stunden, dann schaffe ich auf jeden Fall ein bisschen mehr. Nochmal, danke fürs Zuschauen, macht's gut und Servus. Oh fuck, das waren schon wieder 5 Stunden. Tschüss.